Hey everyone, I'd like to give you a review of this Craftsman kit from Sierra West Scale Models. This is the logging camp Main Street. I'm gonna take a bit of time today to actually tell you aspects about the kit, what I like about it, actually show you what's inside the box, and actually show you some of the builds I've done with it so far. So it's actually not a brand new box. I've actually been working on this for several months already. I'm quite happy with the results, but the main purpose of the review or the reveal of this kit is when I was very curious about buying such a Craftsman kit, I really didn't see any sort of reviews like this. There were a lot of blogs written out about it. There were a lot of finished photographs of the final articles, the final buildings, which were all always amazing. But I never really knew what was in the box. I never really knew what I was getting. So this is a review for those of you out there who were like me curious about what you would actually get from a Craftsman kit. Now, the definition of a Craftsman kit is something where you normally get a lot of instructions and a lot of details in the box that will let you build a building, a diorama, anything that is advertised on the pictures of the box, but usually to such a degree that you can weather it and it is almost, competition worthy. Some would say even museum worthy as well. These traditionally are more either wood kits or wood kits with resin pieces, and they almost all the time come with detailed castings. These castings could be metal castings. More and more, you would see 3D printed ones or other such things, but basically they come with a lot of details that let you, and you can see from the pictures here, let you actually detail the buildings as well as create nice scrap yards. It could be tires, uh, boxes, crates, anything that would help you make the scene really more realistic. And I think that was the word I was looking for, a realistic depiction of what a house would really look like in miniature scale as opposed to an idealized clean model. So this is the kit. I'm going to open it up right now. It's not going to be a full kit because I've obviously started work on it and I've taken out some of the bags, but I think many of you would probably be curious about what you actually get when you buy such a box. So it's a fairly large box, and many people would actually say that almost all the money is almost half of that money at least would be because of this manual that the owner of Sierra West Scale Models, Brett Gallant, puts together. And you can see it's actually binded. It's very nice. It's very high quality. It's in black and white, but as I go through it, you can actually see that it is very, very detailed. It actually gives you step by step, and they actually give you little check marks here so that as you go along, you can actually mark the step that you've actually done this. And as I scroll through this, you can actually see lots of photographs. They're all in black and white, and they take you through in detail. So step by step in terms of building the buildings together, weathering them, and then at the end of it, they actually give you quite a lot of tips about how to actually put everything together in a sort of a diorama kind of scene. So lots of photographs actually give you, some inspiration about what that final diorama can actually look like as well. So that's what you get. You get this real manual, which frankly you're not able to get anywhere unless you're going to buy this secondhand at a train convention or something. This is not available as a PDF. It's not available as a download. And frankly, I wouldn't encourage it because you just really want to support the owners and the makers of such beautiful, beautiful kits, right? So this is what you first get. You also get a series of templates, and as this is the Main Street logging camp, it's a pretty big kit where you build at least four buildings, four separate structures, and these are called templates because you actually take the pieces of wood, and these are actually the one-to-one scale in terms of how much you would actually cut and paste the wood over to actually create the base that they're instructing you to actually build. Obviously, many of the model builders, myself included, you don't actually model on this exact thing. You sometimes put a piece of wax paper so that you don't actually destroy these templates. And as I go through this, you can see it's you get a lot of templates. They're labeled A, B, C, D, and I believe they go all the way to, well, this is E, but they go all the way to the letter G for the last building, and this to actually build the fences as well. So you get very detailed instructions, you get templates, but obviously this is the main thing. And again, these were all the original packaging that Brett included, and you'd see that I've already opened the boxes, and I've resealed them, as you can see as I'm making my way through the buildings and the instructions. Few things to point out. There are a lot of bags, but it's not intended to overwhelm you. In fact, Brett does a really amazing job of actually putting the different wood and the different materials according to the different buildings that you need. So you can see this is labeled number 9 for fences. This is number 10 for probably the smallest structure on the diorama, which is the first aid shack. I beg your pardon. This is for the equipment warehouse, and a general bag for windows. So this is what you get, which is what you would get in many Craftsman kits, right? Lots of wood, but you actually get some things extra as well. And maybe I'll take my time here to show this to you, because this is actually a really big building that I'm actually in the midst of working right through. So this is actually what I'm putting together right now, following the instructions. Now, I haven't gotten to this part yet in the instructions for this building, but apart from giving you the raw materials, and you can see these are meant to be aluminum plates that will be used for the roof. You get shingles as well, but you also get, apart from just those templates that you saw, the paper templates, Brett also includes these sort of templates for you to actually cut your pieces of wood at what would potentially be challenging angles. So he actually includes these sort of guides. These are for the loading dock rafter guide, and then this one is for the main building rafter guide as well. So you just slot in a piece of wood here, you cut here, here, and here, and then that's how you get really nice angles from the pieces of wood he includes. And there's a lot of tiny touches that are put in here as well. So that's why, apart from, when you buy a kit like this, apart from paint, apart from weathering materials that you need to own yourself, and obviously the tools, everything else is actually included in this. And if you follow the step-by-step instructions, you'd really get yourself a very nice diorama. Now all these are actually really just to whet everyone's appetite, because I think anyone who's opened a Craftsman kit before would know what's coming up next. And this is actually the main thing, right? The main thing. So I think Brad Gallant and Sierra West scale models are well known for the kind of details and castings that are included. And as you see here, these are actually 3 structural brick walls that will go into the current warehouse kit that I'm putting together. But underneath here, I'm not sure how much the camera's going to pick up, but you literally have dozens and dozens of castings, and they're very, very high quality. I hope you can see some of these as well. Now, what's actually happening here is the brown, the brown 3D stuff. It's actually coming to the top, so it's actually obscuring the view of the fact that actually below that you still have the you still have dozens and dozens of metal castings. And actually what you're seeing here right now is actually not even the full number of castings you get, because I've actually used at least about, I would say, 30% of them already, painted, weathered them in preparation for the diorama and for a building that I've already put together. I'll show that to you shortly as well. But there, beautiful, beautiful. So you would get, multiple tires, multiple wheels. You'd get maybe a wheelbarrow. You get engine parts. You'd get lots of very, very nice cupboards, both open and closed doors, containers for coal, just things that you'd actually use, either to create detail on the building itself or to sort of like simulate a junkyard. Now I didn't really count, but I actually estimated that this particular kit came with, I think, approximately over 100 different details. And anyone who has bought such details before, you would know that, if you get a bag of, say, five castings, that normally sets you back between, say, $5 to $8. So if you take 100 and you multiply that already, divide that, and then this alone is it's worth more than $100 easy. And that's not even talking about the quality of the castings you get. I haven't modified any of these, so as I'm bringing them up to the camera, you can actually see that the amount of flash is very minimal. There's very, very little cleanup you actually need to do. You just need to prime them, paint them, weather them, and this is literally literally how they come out of the box. And there's literally dozens and dozens and dozens of them as well. So that's what you get. You get instructions, you get the templates, you get a lot of castings, and then the last thing to share with you is actually this. So this is the first ever building I've put together from Sierra West Scale Models. So I don't know why it's a bit of a mouthful for me today. But this is the main hotel, and this is following Brett's instructions for putting things together and weathering it. And then you can see many of the castings actually here already. The figures don't come with the kit. These are from Woodland Scenic, and but almost everything else does. Almost everything else does. The chimneys, the roofing material, all the pipes you see, all the signs, all that comes with the kit. And this was also my first opportunity and interaction with what we call board by board assembly. So what you mean by board is, for those of you who don't know, like me, is even when you buy many Craftsman kits, who say they are Craftsman kits, and they truly are, but they would actually give you a piece of clapboard. I mean, I know that this is a kit, but they would actually give you a piece of clapboard, and that would actually simulate the side of a wall, and you just paint over it or weather it, because that's a piece of wood, right? But with West Scale models, you literally get pieces of wood that you are encouraged to paint and weather individually, separately, so that when you do assemble it together, it really gives you a very, very nice different sort of texture. That different things have been weathered over different periods of time. They've aged differently over different periods of time, and that just gives, in my opinion, more character to the building, as opposed to just painting one whole piece of wood at the side of a wall and then trying to age and weather it. You kind of can't fake this, basically, right? Because every single piece of wood has literally been stained, painted, and then weathered. So there you go. Just another piece of a look of for the hotel as well. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope that, for just like me, for those of you who have always wondered what's in a kit, from really, I would say, a high-end manufacturer of Craftsman kit. This is from Sierra Rescue Models by Brett Gallant. I hope this helps you see what's in the box and help you decide. These kits are not cheap. They go from, you know, upwards of $300 in the US, and because Brad manufactures this himself, they're only available when they're available, and he runs out of them from time to time, and when they get sold out, they're gone. I would just encourage any of you, if you are seriously looking for a kit like that, you can obviously go online to eBay, but many a times I feel and I see that people are just selling the older kits for actually more money than Brett himself is charging for it. So my advice would be, before you commit to spending five, six, $700 on a model, first go to Brett's website himself. I believe it's sierrarescuemodels.com. You can Google it and find it. And then chances are, because he has kits are always available, they may not be the ones you're looking for, but he has at least 3 to 4 kits always available. Reach out to him, and they vary from about 200 plus to 300 plus a kit. And oh, last thing to mention, that this is obviously a HO scale model that I've been demoing and showing off to you, but he also makes things in O scale as well. So O scale model builders, or just diorama builders, you can go to his website and look out for those kits as well. Hope you find this useful, as I was looking for stuff like that before I actually bought such a high-end kit myself, and I could never really find it. And I hope this helps you decide, and I hope this pushes you, over the edge to get your feet wet in some really high-end Craftsman kit building. Have a good day. See you soon.